lot of people have been asking me, why is G the way he? Why is G the way he is? Why do you portray him this way? Let me explain. Bugsy John Kuro Prime. Not really his full name, but it's easier to distinguish him from G. Bugsy Prime is like a little bit of ego, a little bit of my ego kind of slowly rising to the surface, and a little bit of me just being goofy and silly and whatnot. Prime's always, in a way, Prime's always in control of it, like any situation he's in, and that's always been kind of the way I've always kind of written him and how the way he's done. G, I like G because unlike Prime, he doesn't really, where Prime basically has either gotten over his baggage or he hides it very, very well so no one fucking sees it. G has a lot of a lot of problems. G's shy. He's got anxiety. Basic he's basically getting over something he should have got over probably a few years ago, but he's still kind of feeling it. And the way I kind of like how he is, because he's so embarrassed, but he doesn't go into full tsundere. Like, he's not a dude tsundere, but he does get embarrassed and he does deal with a lot of stuff. And the funny thing is just how Prime and G kind of play off of each other as characters. Prime basically Prime basically messes with them like they're old friends and shit. And G literally, one of the videos I really like is you know when I do that video where they're just talking about stuff and they're talking about the conquest ending and all this stuff, because there was a video where they were going to look at the conquest ending, but I couldn't. Oh God, the feelings got a little too real, man. They got a little too real. I couldn't finish it. I literally in good conscience couldn't finish it. That's how fucking just depressing it is. But yeah, the only thing you probably would have missed from it is G just crying profusely while Prime just goes, dude, it's not your universe. It's not your universe. It's a totally different universe. And maybe I should have kept it around because it was a real look at how G actually feels if he was never able, if he himself could never, if he himself actually ever failed. Because when I did the little training video, there's little glimpses of, yeah, the sword in the hyperdimension universe that he's in, it still exists and he can't find it, and he's trying to find it so he can destroy it. Like, that's one of the main plot points in these videos I do that are kind of not connected to the actual plot of the first season, because these videos are kind of like after the first season. Some are. But I like G simply because he's actually a refreshing take on the different versions of Bugsy the different versions of Prime that I do, because he's not a scientist. He's not Yonky B, where he's just like ready to fight. And he's not like any of his brothers you know where both Harima is both calm, cool, and collected, and Zan is hot headed and ready to fight whenever. I'd say the best thing about G is the fact that even though the man deals with so much shit, and he's gonna do a lot of shit in Oh My Goddess, I feel like even though he deals with that shit, he still kind of acts like Prime in the sense that if people really need him, he's not gonna fucking turn away. He's not gonna fucking run and hide. He's going to fucking fight. He's gonna fucking deal with the problem and take care of it. You know, he's not gonna sit and hide. He's not gonna let his shyness or his anxiety stop him. But because if he needs to step to the plate, he will step to the plate. He's not gonna fight all the CPUs. He's not gonna fight all the CPUs balance for them. But when he needs to step in, he'll step in, and when he steps in, he'll basically fix the problem. I'd say that's the true strength of G, and as a character. I know you guys are probably expecting another grandiose explanation of why I really made G the way he is, from a creator standpoint. But I felt like it was a different take on on the other on the other versions of Bugsy that I created. So I felt that it'd be a little different, and the fact that he's blushy and stuff, it's different from any other harem protagonist, because you either got oblivious or really really horny. And I didn't want to do oblivious, and I didn't want to do extremely horny because Prime's extremely horny sometimes. Back when I used to make a whole bunch of videos with just Bugsy Prime as a character, he was horny. But with me adding Ansakamaru, he became a lot less. Like it still exists inside of his character, and he still has the potential to be that, but he's more toned down on that front. But when it comes to like causing mischief or fucking with people, he'll fucking do it. You know, but G is just like a refreshing take on the harem protagonist and what I really want to do with them. I'd say the greatest thing about I'd say the greatest thing about G, besides his resolve, is the fact that you're gonna really see that he actually does care about them all. He does care about all of them quite a lot, and he does, in a weird way, consider them family, even though he kind of loves them all in a very romantic kind of way. Even R4, like I am not fucking kidding about that. He kind of does, but he does kind of consider them like the only, like, kind of part of his family in a way. Heck, I was thinking of writing a Thanksgiving episode. I'm still. I lost a few hours because stuff that was going on, so I didn't get time to write episode 2 today. But I'm gonna write episode 2 and probably a little bit of episode 3, and we gotta go from there. But yeah, I'm actually thinking of making a Thanksgiving episode where they all kind of we're all like the guys themselves sit down with the CPU candidates. Like the CPU sit down, CPU candidates sit down. Uh, Linda and Warchu and Alfie Alfie Mojax and just G just sit down, and even we see his brothers too. G's version of Ansakamaru, Harima, Zan, and we even get to see his version of Yonk, because Yonk, we don't know where he is. Not even they know where he was. Like, I'm saying, where he is has something to do with Uzume, but I can't really say. But basically, um, but yeah, basically it's just them all sitting down to a kind of Thanksgiving dinner. Plutia actually comes to, and oh, the kind of stuff I have in store for like Plutia episodes. Like, like if if I can make if I I kind of want to just I kind of just want an episode where I just make a parody of 50 Shades of Grey. But just to be fucking funny, I want to write it like that. Just be like just a whole episode like that. But I don't want to get too deep into 50 Shades of Grey. Me, I always just laughed at 50 Shades of Grey a lot because it fails to be hot erotic to me. It just is funny as fuck. In the first movie of 50 Shades of Grey, dude just whips her and she's like, "Don't you ever do that to me?" But didn't he do more to you in the movie? I'm confused. Uh, anyways, but Plutia does come and she just goes. She actually transforms because she's like she hugs everybody as just regular Plutia, but when she looks at G, she turns into Iris Heart and says, she goes like, "Oh, Bugsy, did you miss me?" And he's like, "Why? I just want a regular Thanksgiving, Plutia. Jesus, I just want a regular Thanksgiving, man. Why you gotta do this now?" I actually got freaking R4 not to do anything to the CPUs for one day. Let me have this. Uzume Uzume does come with Yonk, and he just look and Umio and Yonk are gonna have a very interesting kind of relationship. They're not really rivals to each other when it comes to Uzume, because Yonk knows that Uzume and Uzume and Umio have this bond with each other that he can't really get into, but he still sticks around for Uzume just in case, whenever he really is needed. That's their dynamic. I don't know who I'm gonna put with Nepgear, but I just been thinking. I was sitting down the other night and I was just like, shit, Nepgear doesn't have anybody. But anyways, sorry, I'm just dumping more stuff I might do. But honestly, G, I would say, in a weird way, unlike Prime, where he can be the wacky guy and the straight man, I would say, in a weird way, G is kind of the straight man, but he does have his wackier moments. When he can really cut loose, he's about the same as Prime when he wants to be. When he wants to be. Like and it mostly shows in his transformation whenever I get around to showing that. He really shows how, loose he really is sometimes when he transforms. Like like the G has so many inhibitions that kind of keeps him from doing what he wants to do. It's kind of a problem, and when he transforms, it's like he has the mask on. From the mask, Jim Carrey movie. It's like he has that, but he's a little bit more in control of himself a little bit. So you're not gonna see him. You're not gonna see him fuck all the CVUs and his form. It's not really. It's a drastic form, but not drastic as Plutia. He doesn't go straight up sexual. He just goes kind of. He kind of. Well, it was kind of a thing where I'd have him talk like this, negative to kind of just be a fun little Easter egg. But I actually kind of want him to talk a little bit like this because it makes a little bit more sense for him to talk a little bit like this. Since both Bugsies are kind of tied to Discord in a way, I just kind of want him to talk a little bit like Discord, a little bit, not too, nothing too serious, but something that sounds a little bit like Discord, and I've been trying to make that into a thing that he can do. But I was thinking of having him sound like negative for like the first episode, and then he just and like his voice in the next time he transforms would be just really different, and it just kind of gets into a gag where he just wanted to kind of see if he wanted to keep that voice or just wanted to do something else. You know, stuff like that. But you know, I'm looking at, I'm looking at, I'm watching Neptunia Rebirth 2 so I can get some ideas because I was thinking of bringing back a certain old villain too that's sort of reformed, but I want to make sure I want to do it, and I'm just like making sure that even though even though this story even though All My Gaming Goddess is not canon with anything, I want to make sure that the characters I portray in it are they act like themselves. Like I could be like I can just have these characters do whatever, but I want them to act like themselves. So yeah, there's that. Okay, last thing before I get out of here. I want you all to I want you all to I want you all to know I want you all to know one I I want you to know I want you to know what I I want you all to know one thing. Whenever I do these videos, background noise is common. In a bug in a true Big Three Box Network video, noise is something I can never really escape. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna stop myself before I say anything else that will freaking spoil the whole story for you guys. And I want to stop before anything gets uttered in the background that I can't really stop. So I'm gonna go. See you guys later.